Hi guys, this is Pete and this is my point of view for the build up to the United versus Tottenham game on Wednesday. Uh, we're going to go into, I'm going to give you my starting 11 that I think Ten Hag's going to pick. I'll also go into the key battles that I think will decide the match and just my general opinion on the game. So we'll start from my starting 11. Obviously, I think De Gea's going to start. That's a given. With then Delo at right back. Now Delo, I'm hoping for a much better performance. The last three performances have just not been quite up to scratch. He's still played okay, but I just want to see him get back to the form from the start of the season where he looked a bit more confident. I just want him to let his confidence ooze and go on the overlap, pass the ball well, and take a shot on when he gets the chance. Like we've seen at Newcastle at the weekend, he just when he had that opportunity to shoot and didn't. It just seems like his confidence isn't there quite yet. Then obviously in the middle of the park, at centre back, I think we're going to go for Varane again. Varane against Newcastle, he played well, looked calm, composed. And then next to him, it's got to be Martinez. I loved the way Martinez played against Newcastle. I think we'll obviously see the same again. He's just so tenacious when he's tackling. His positioning's really good in the air as well, especially with all the abuse he was getting for being so short. He just proved that in the air it isn't a problem. I think he's gonna be key against Harry Kane. Like trying to knock him off his stride, keep him from getting the ball, try and always be in front, position himself well. Then at left back, I'm going to stick with Luke Shaw. I think Luke Shaw played really well against Newcastle as well. And Luke Shaw, the overlaps, the attacking capability is the reason why I go for Luke Shaw over Malacia. Even though Malacia is a good player, I do think he is going to be the understudy left back this year. And he's going to have to take his chances in the Europa League. I think Shaw's started to come back to form really well. Then in centre midfield, obviously Casemiro has to start. He's starting to see now from his performances. He's just, calm, composed, breaks up play really well, and he uses the ball a lot better than I thought. Because when I watched him for Madrid, it was always breaking up the play and just give it to, Kroos and to Modric. But now he seems to be actually using the ball himself, passing through the lines, trying to make things happen, which is really, that wasn't the player I thought we was getting. Then next to him, I'm going to say Eriksen, if he's back from his illness, because I just think he offers that, creativeness, composure on the ball, really calm, and he's got the football intelligence that we need in that midfield. And if he's not fit, then obviously I think it will be McTominay, because Fred was shocking the other day. And then in front of them, I'm going to go for Bruno. I know he's not been great lately, and he seems a little bit rushed and lacking composure on the ball, but I just don't think we have anyone else who's going to take those risks and try and create chances. At least he is creating chances. We might not be getting assists and scoring, but he is actually still actively creating lots of chances. Then the front three, this is a tricky one, I think. Anthony's got to start. He was great against Newcastle. Had Dan Burn on toast. Just kept on trying the entire game. Obviously, Burn got booked and ended up having to be subbed off because he couldn't keep with him. And I think we'll see another performance like that. Hopefully, maybe he could get a goal. But that's not, even though we want him to score, I don't think that was exactly the reason why we bought him. So the goals have been a bonus at the minute. Then on the left side, I'm going to say Sancho. I just think he had a good game against Newcastle, and he was actually trying to beat a man, which was refreshing to see and important. That seems like his confidence was there a bit more in that game. That he was actually trying to take a man on instead of just roll, pass it back, roll, pass it back. And then through the middle, because I don't think Martial's going to be fit. I think we might see Rashford through the middle this time. I think that Eric Ten Hag might want a bit of directness and pace, and obviously Ronaldo isn't going to give that. Even though I think Ronaldo's played much better in the last couple of games, I just see him playing Rashford down the middle, and maybe using Ronaldo off the bench if we're struggling to break them down or after about 60 minutes. But we'll have to see about that. Now from Tottenham's side, Richarlison got injured, which is most probably a positive for us, but Kulusevski might be back, and I really like Kulusevski. I think he's a really dangerous player. So I'm hoping that maybe he's not fit as well. I'm not sure who they'd play off that side then, but maybe Lucas Moura. But I feel like we can handle him. Obviously, Tottenham's two danger men attacking wise are clearly Son and Kane. I think Leacher and Varane will have to really be on the toes to keep Kane quiet. And obviously, one of them's going to have to follow him through the game because he likes to drop into space, affect the play. And obviously, I know Casemiro's going to help with the shielding, and hopefully, one of the lads can keep a serious keep him contained. And then obviously, Son playing off the left hand side, going up against Delo, is going to be the key battle and the toughest test for United as a whole. If we can keep Son quiet, stop him at source, try and keep him away from the box, that's going to be our best chance at getting the win, obviously, and not conceding. And also the biggest key area for me is that midfield with Højbjerg for them. I think he's a really good player. He breaks up the play, but he's also starting to find goals and to use the ball really well. So I think Casemiro's going to be key in that, and even Eriksen too, to keep him quiet, try and starve him of the ball. We need to dominate that midfield and really just keep them quiet, try and make sure they don't make lots of chances. And then obviously for us attacking wise, I think it's going to be about breaking quick when we can, and obviously for our wide men to take on those wing backs, make them go back to their own goal so they can't attack as much. But it's going to take a real team performance to keep them quiet, and I think we can do that. You're starting to see under Eric Ten Hag that we are playing much more as a team, and defensively we are a lot better, with pressing, with getting the ball back quick. That was something I was really impressed with in the Newcastle game, is that we got the ball back so quick and kept on winning the ball up quite high, which is obviously a good thing. But obviously the main thing that we need to improve from the Newcastle game is taking our chances, our finishing, and creating a few more chances, because even though we did create a few chances, I don't think we had that many shots on target, and that's something that we need to drastically improve on. I seen something on Twitter today that showed a month of Ragnick's games where we had 3 games and 63 chances and only scored 3 goals, and under Ten Hag in the last 4 games we've had 86 shots and only created 6 goals. It's obviously, and it's a 9% conversion rate, I believe, which is obviously not great. We need to start taking those chances in front of goal more, and I think that's what will take us to the next level if we can kill games off. And I just hope I'm going to go for a win today. I think we will win. I think we'll beat them. It's going to be a tight game like the Newcastle one. I think a 2-1, because it's going to be it's almost impossible to keep Son and Kane quiet for the entire game, although I do think that Leacher and Varane are very capable of doing that. I just feel like maybe they're going to score, and hopefully we can just score more. If we're more clinical, I think we play better than Tottenham. We're more attacking. We have the better quality, you could argue, and I just reckon we will win 2-1. I can see a mistake from Lloris today. Just a keeper that doesn't give me any confidence. I imagine that he's always, when he plays it, he's going to make one mistake. So hopefully we can capitalise on that, and also pinpoint Dye. Even though Dye is playing a lot better in that centre of defence next to Longley, I just think that we can target Dyer. He's not super quick. Yeah, he's good in the air, but I feel like pace going in behind might be key to beat Tottenham today. So that's my view, guys, and thanks for watching. Cheers.